Hi,
So
hi everyone.
I'm
Hope you
here
had a
with
good day.
Genie, and you will have to excuse me for one moment because I'm going to have to get this link out.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and send it in the Discord business, and then I'll put it on my Twitter. So just give me one quick second. I wish I knew how to do this before because I know that there definitely is a way, but I never know how. I'm technology challenged. So what have you been doing?
So yeah, I have been really working a lot on my vibrations. I have been working on my spirituality, doing a lot of development work because the moment every time you think, okay, I have arrived, but then there's some more. So I keep looking into that, inquiring into that, investigating into that. It's it's so beautiful. And all the time it's something new. All the time it's some new realization, some new knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then also, like, I spend some time of the day to bless you all, bless you guys, in your trading. So that's basically how I've been. But especially this week, and I think also in the next few days, there'll be a lot of growth happening to me also from within.
Oh,
Which
you
of
could tell
course,
about you?
pardon?
You could tell about you because usually you can't, I thought, tell anything about yourself. Usually it's just you could tell other people things. I've never heard you say something about yourself like that.
No, but I can see that I'm developing. My spiritually, my vibrations, my knowing. That's improving, and also I'm like talking with people with companies to help them with their sales. So quite a
What?
few things happening, new things happening, experimenting. Uh, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
And where do the companies find you?
No, I have started with some
Yeah.
companies that I know here locally. Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, Mike. Hey, Justin.
Hi Justin. Hi Delco. Delco Mike.
Yes, Mike is amazing. So is
Yeah.
Justin. Justin's the one that I told you that he was saying we are frequency traders. Like when we had somebody
Oh
negative,
wow, that's amazing. Frequency
he was like,
traders.
we are frequency traders here. We don't act
Hi
like this.
Levi.
I'm like,
Hi Levi.
Levi, Geo. Oh my God, I don't think
Hi
Geo's ever
Gio.
been in one of our
You're
live streams
welcome.
before.
Always, always.
Geo heard about you because we were all always talking about you in there. And he's the
Mm-hmm.
number one. He's the one that I showed you did like that really amazing play. And then he was like, I will believe in these certain religious things if this happens. And then he was like, whoa. And then I was like, I really think you should watch like the original Genie live stream. And he actually went back and watched it.
Oh really?
He's so
Hi
interested in that
Nikki.
kind of stuff.
Hi Nikki. Welcome. Nikki Ricky.
Yes, Nicky Ricky. He's such a sweetheart. Trying to see. I could see Kim on my phone, but for some reason I hate that it goes so slow on here.
Kim is here. Hi Kim.
Kim! Yay! I'm so excited. So we've had a really good, I think we've had a really good trading week so far. And it's only been 2 days, which I'm really happy that we are getting to sit with you today because tomorrow's a very big day for us. It's
Oh,
Powell.
tomorrow. Okay. So after today's live streaming, the last 5 minutes, hi Kim, we'll do like a small energizing session with all of you all so that, collectively I can bless you for some good hits the following day.
We love it. We love it
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we're just all
yeah,
about like, yep, we know what's
yeah.
coming after the last one. Everybody was just in the knowing. There was no questions. We were all in the knowing, the feeling.
Yeah.
Like even people that aren't about that too much were saying that they went home and they were like really meditating and practicing that. And I've seen huge differences, like huge. Hi, Lidgy.
Hi, Liji, welcome.
She's on vacation in Vegas and she's still here with us.
Oh,
She
that's
loves
so
it.
wonderful. Welcome, welcome. So enthusiastic. That's encouraging also. Wonderful.
Yes, Mike. Oh my God, was that the day where you had like the 200%er? I'm trying to remember. I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's important that you believe in that energy that you dwell in, you know.
It
And
was
yeah. So
Genie.
what's that quote that Levi is always using? Dwell in the feeling, right? Yeah.
Yes, he still
Dwell
quotes
in
you.
the feeling. Yeah, yeah.
Well, in the
So
feeling.
I'm now copying it from him,
Yeah.
from Levi, because he has it all over. Dwell in the feeling.
But the very next day after you had that conversation with everybody, Mike did the most amazing trading day of his whole life. He literally did over 200% on his
Oh,
entire amount of money on the one day. That's like almost
that,
impossible.
that's huge. Yes, 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 yes.
I mean, we were crying. He was able to
Congratulations.
help retire his mother. Like, it was a big deal.
And also in your group, you all have this, when you have this unity, so you all
Yes.
share the energy also, you know, so you all support each other, you all wish the best for each other, you know, so it all helps. The camaraderie, you know, and so when you work that way, even if there are a few bad energies that come in, you know, you all can pass through that, you know, without
Yep.
any resistance. You know, it doesn't bring you all down. It doesn't bring you into any negativity. There's no loss of temper or loss of any bad. You know, you don't get into any bad feeling. So
No.
that's a wonderful thing. And you know, another thing is when we participate in these live streams, especially concerning spirituality, uh, the vibration in your body increases, and that
Yes.
also helps in your physiological health, you know, the health of each cell, each organ in your body, you know, because of the high vibration, the body gets healed, you know. That's also something very important, that you will become healthier also,
Mm-hmm.
financially as well as physically, because your cells will notice, oh my God, we have some new food that we didn't have before. You know,
Is that why we get that
vibration.
tingly feeling? Because,
Yeah.
like, last night, I just, I get into all my thoughts. They know I'll just start Twitter ranting because I'm getting all these government things coming to me and I'm blasting all these things to put out in the universe. And I swear, like, these tingles come over my body. And it's like almost like I can almost feel like I'm flying or something, even though I'm not. But it's just like that very lightweight, like a pins and needles type of a thing, but it's not a
Yes.
circulation issue. It's just something you just know. Like you're like in tune. You're getting the right things in front of your face being shown to you.
So if I put it this way, that is a way of the universe asking you to connect with itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because then when you become aware of that tingling, you disidentify from your habitual compulsive thought patterns. You know, otherwise your thought patterns are always like, it always makes a big noise. It never lets you settle. It never lets you connect with your inner self. It never lets you connect with spirit, if I may use that word. You know, so that tingling effect is actually, it's like a like an alarm for you to change. It's a shift actually. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so the more you can dwell in that, then your tingling effect improves. You know, and it becomes a very natural state over time. So that is actually like a wake up call, and you have to appreciate that you are achieving that. Uh, for those who don't understand what it is, you know, you can very easily feel it in your fingers and hands normally, or in your cheeks, your lips. You
Yeah.
know, those are very sensitive places to this tingling effect, and it makes you align yourself. So even actually when you are trading, if you can keep a part of your attention in that tingling effect, then you are getting more aligned with the universal vibration, you know. So even while trading, if you can do that, uh, you will operate from a different state of consciousness. You will
Mm-hmm.
operate, you will step out from the collective compulsive conditioned thought patterns, and you'll be getting into something new which you have not experienced before, and that will help you to take right decisions. Now Dawn, I think now, since some time, is dwelling in that most of the time, so that's why she has a lot of accuracy. Your accuracy is
Yeah.
improving or increasing, because you have access to that now. Readily
Yeah.
you can access that stillness.
Oh, I have to tell you just how much so. I know all of my signs. I'm always connecting with lions. Like, I'm always told, like, a pack of lions. That's just who I am. I hear it all the time, all day. I know it sounds stupid. It's an animal, but I relate to it. And I had something playing in the background yesterday, and I heard Lion King. The charts were saying something the opposite, and I said, no, I know what I have to do from what I heard. And I just kept going in bigger and bigger, and I did not care. I went with my knowing instead of even what was being shown in front of my face. And the last hour and a half, I kid you not, boom. And I'm screaming, Lion King! And I'm putting Lion King pictures everywhere. And I'm like, go, guys, get him. And it was like a huge day. It was like the greatest freaking thing ever to realize this whole time. Like, I always question my own intuition sometimes. Because when you're looking at numbers and charts, you're conditioned to only see that from that perspective.
Exactly. Yes.
But it's like, now I have two perspectives. I'm not stupid, and I just go at every little thing that I know. I know it has to be a combo of both. You have to use your intelligence also. You have to find the grounding between both.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So you get information from the numbers, the conditioned way, the knowledge, the information. So but then you got to process it, and you got to take decisions. So at that moment, if you have access to that stillness, if you have access to that new dimension, then it's a new energy that comes and compiles all this information and helps you to make a decision, rather than going through that compulsive, repetitive pattern that you were used to. That's the difference. That's what puts in more power and more energy. Uh, I would use the word even love into what you're going to decide on. Yes, you get information, you get facts and figures, you get statistics, but then you got to immediately shift the state of consciousness. You become still, and from that stillness, all the time you get something new coming out, because you have broken the old patterns of your mind. All the time thinking in the same old way. Here you access something totally new. It is your embodied energy, which you had never had access to, but it was always with you. It had been always with you, but you were not aware. And once you become aware, it grows.
And it's so funny because with stocks, it's so matter of fact, follow these
Yes.
exact rules type of a thing. And when you mix the two together, like, so there'll be sometimes Gio will be like, Dawn, can you explain to me exactly why you did that at that exact moment? Because it was a play that was really good. And I'm like, do you want the real answer, or do you want me to give you like the logical answer? And he'll be like, both. And then I'm like, it was just a knowing. I
You
can't
have to
explain.
you have to defy logic. You have to defy logic. You have to defy reasoning sometimes, because um, you're coming now from a bigger space. You have access to something much bigger than our limited thoughts. Our thoughts are actually energy, but they are very redundant energy. They are very old energy. They are like dull energy. So you got to come from within. The energy that you all share commonly with each other. That
God, it's
also
amazing.
helps. Yeah, that also helps.
The way that we have connected in this last week, I'm so serious. When I was saying it before, like, it's nothing I've ever seen before in my life. It was just like one of us was like, they were like, we have stuff to deal with at home, and we just didn't hear from them for a few days. And I swear to God, it almost felt like a piece of myself was missing. But it wasn't just me. It was everybody was asking for this person every day. Like, I miss you. Where are you? I miss you. Like, in a group where you're supposed to be trading about money, I'm worried about yourself. You don't see that anywhere else, But I couldn't even like concentrate that much, because I would just wanted to know that that person was just safe. Like, I just want to know that, oh, they're okay. Like, I know they would check in. So it was just like on all of our minds heavily. And
that's a new phenomena, right?
yes,
Yeah. So that's amazing. That's a spirit you'll share.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of us were crying in there today. Like I mean, I always cry, but like a few of us were like, guys, this is getting a little ridiculous. Like we were just like so touched because it's just, I don't know how to explain. I just never thought I could attract this type of, I would say family. Like to me, they just are in my life. Never.
Yes. And
Without
also
trying.
now be careful. Be careful now. What will happen is our conditioned thought patterns, our conditioned way of thinking, our conditioned emotions and feelings will try to hang on to those memories and get stuck again in the past. So be careful. You got to always be live. You got to be in
Mhm.
the present. You got to always embody the new. So don't get to the habit of getting stuck in the memories only, because then what happens is you lose the vitality. You only get stuck in the past. So you got to keep on moving, because you will realize every time it will be new. It will feel new. It will be the same thing, but you will feel new, because the energy is always renewing itself and you are moving with that. But the mind will always try to catch something and stick with that. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And just get stuck there, you know.
Yeah.
So then when that happens, you got to again move forward.
Like the old little things that I used to get stuck on or have trouble with, like they're not even there anymore. They don't even
Right.
exist
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new mindset. Even just the last 2 weeks alone, just a whole new mindset. I don't even know how to explain it, but
Hmm.
it's amazing.
So that
I,
good feeling that you remember of the previous day or the previous week of making a good profit, that memory is good for you to get back into that feeling. But once you get the feeling, you got to drop that picture away and
I do.
make that feeling generate something new again for you. You know, so that should be the way that you move forward. Otherwise, you get stuck in the memory only. It's not going to take you into something new. And then you think, oh my God, I'm stuck. I can't make that same profit, or I can't make that same growth. I can't make that same expansion that I had. Yes, you can't, because you're clinging on to something of the past. You
I
use
think they're the
that.
opposite. They're like spoiled. They're like, this isn't even enough anymore. And I'm like, guys,
Yeah.
it's so funny, but it's true. Like sometimes they'll be like, I think I'm spoiled. 30% portfolio on the day. It is just not enough. I'm not happy. I didn't have 100% bangers today. It's so funny. Meanwhile, like months ago, it would be like, can I just get like 5% port, please? Like, no, it's like no question anymore. It's like, this is what I'm going for. It's unlimited and that's it. It's crazy. He said, we are
Mm.
very spoiled. AMC gang, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Odin too. I'm telling you, that's the one. He's the one that's visiting here. Like I said, he was struggling so hard just with
Hi,
his mindset
Odin.
thing,
Yes, yes, yes.
and he's killing it the last 2 days, like killing it. His whole thinking changed. You're feeling somebody's energy. I can feel it.
Yeah, he's like very. He's been a bit like timid, but now I think it's like bursting open. Odin, is it? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so it will be like a very very intense forward movement for him, and I don't know whether timid was the right word, but that's what I'm getting. He had
Oh, you're right.
the past and the immediate past, but he's breaking through. So again, the collective energy will also help him to hang on to it and move forward. He will be a big growth in your group. He will. Yeah, he'll be a big success. And I'm sure you also can, guide him, help him, and yeah, that's an interesting energy.
He's very interesting energy.
Yeah.
Is there, I mean, like last time when you gave us like, all right, the knowing before you go to sleep, is there any other tips that you think would be really good for investment wise for trading? like a way to incorporate this new type of like mindset or thought process to help ourselves be successful financially?
Yes, so if we take from what we discussed the last time, actually it starts all from everything starts from there. It starts from that emptiness, and from that emptiness new things come out, and you get onto that energy, you hold on to that energy, and that energy moves. You can feel that, and so that what happens is converts or changes into confidence, you know
Yeah.
yeah. So and then that is, once you come there, it's very difficult for you to fall below that. You might fall back to that, but you will not fall below that, and you will always keep moving. So it's always important that you embody the stillness that I told you. You can uh, figure things out, these numbers, the sequences,
You mean like
the
a calm?
patterns. No, you these patterns, all that you can absorb, but then you have to get calm, get in touch with your inner self, and those who have access to the vibration of your body, you can do it simultaneously actually while trading, and then you will notice big changes happening in your life and continuing to happen, because you don't get stuck in these numbers only.
No, we
So
don't.
it is a matter of breaking that old pattern of how we made decisions. It applies to your other aspects of life also. It will flow over to other aspects of your life.
It's amazing. Because I think that too, like having everybody kind of in the same alignment or everybody in the same certain energy in the room makes it even more powerful.
Yes, yeah, it multiplies. It just becomes more and more and more, and you'll share it. You know, virtually you'll share it with each other. You'll support each other. That's the good thing about it. So nobody can lag behind. You know, you will
Yeah.
just pull everyone and move through, and you all will be a very successful group
Yes.
in the weeks to come, and especially in the months to come. And it will be very consistent. You all will not have bad days, so to speak.
Yeah, we all feel like, well, I hate like if there's one person that's having a hard day, it's like everybody, instead of worrying about their own wins, is like supporting the person that didn't have a good day, trying to figure out what they could do to help them. It's crazy. I mean, you just don't see
Mm.
it. I really honestly couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine this for real. Thank you so much, Froggy Styles. And yes, Ken, I would love if you would join. It's amazing. You would have a really good time. Juan, was there something you said you were gushing with gratitude and wanting to share with the fam? Was there like a specific something you wanted to share with us?
Sorry, come again?
I just was asking from a question there. I was asking if there was something particular he wanted to share with us, somebody that wrote something.
Oh, that would be lovely. Please do. Yes.
And in the meantime, if you guys had any questions about anything and you want to write them down, I would be very surprised if Levi does not. But I want to see, like, if anybody has any specific questions that you guys might have come up on your own, whether it's for your personal life or something that's going to help you with trading, when it comes to how you can take your power back.
Yeah. So while someone is looking for, writing their questions, remember, trading is a very, very technical thing. It's very thought centered. Analysis. You need thought. You need to be able to think sanely and intelligently. You got to process all that, and you've got to compile it and make decisions. But then while you do that, that is very good. You need to be sharp, you need to be quick, you need to be knowledgeable, you must know the trends that are going on. All that is good. But then always be connected with your inner self, be connected with the energy field, your energy field and the collective energy field, and learn to operate from that. Learn to develop and improve that energy field, not by you can't force it.
Yeah.
You got to embody it. You got to dwell in it. The more you dwell in it, it will grow. You will know the expansion. You will feel the expansion.
So Ken had a question. He said, after I caught COVID, I've been having brain fog and fatigue has been kicking my ass, kind of affecting my trading. Is there anything that he would be able to do? He'll read your energy.
Yeah, that will go away. But now you got to be very careful that you will have a tendency to make it like kind of identify with that, because that's a trick of the mind, you know, to hold on to that and to take cover under that. You understand, Ken? And the more you get actively involved and the more you grow in confidence, this will naturally go away. Because what actually happens is now is that although physically you had this issue, now the mind has caught it. Like I told you, don't let the mind all the time dwell in something of the past and identify with that, you know.
Yeah.
So once you no, but also energetically, I feel that this will go away very soon for you. You know,
Oh, good.
I will. Yeah, I can already bless him while we talk. You know, so he'll get over that. He'll get over that. That's a physical ailment that was, but at the moment you are holding on to that and identifying yourself with that. That will go away, Kim. Don't worry.
And if
And
he
any
says
other
so,
question, Eric?
I said, if he says so, it's true. So Odin just wanted to say that he's been meditating every night, focusing on the feeling of success, and it's been a drastic change. And he also does it throughout the day. He's been
Yeah, very good. You see, hanging on to the feeling of success. That is the, you know, he has put it very nicely. I mean, he also can teach us now about his experience. Odin, well done, Odin. That's exactly what I have been talking about, I think, about 2 weeks ago, you know.
Mhm.
And you have to hang on to that feeling of success, not the form, not the form that's going to make you feel successful. But then once you get a hang of the feeling, you dwell in that feeling of being a success. Then from that, success comes out of you actually. Rather than we think that success is something that we got to take in. Yes, true. But then you got to generate it from within with your frequency. So this is a very good statement, which I think is a very genuine, organic statement. It is not a
Mhm.
quoted. It's not a quoted statement. I can see his energy in that, you know. So
Yeah.
which is very true. Yeah.
So
Focusing on the feeling of success.
Ken was asking now, is there any like brain meditation exercises that he could do to maybe help? He's going with the
Any type
COVID.
of what meditation?
One with not meditation. Any type of meditation exercises that maybe he could do at home that will help with like the fogginess and stuff like that to kind of.
Yeah. I don't encourage people to do meditation in the traditional way, where we sit in one corner and, you know, concentrate our mind on one thing. I don't encourage that very much. But what I would like you to do is you can just you can just pay attention, not concentration. Okay, pay attention to your breath for a while, and while you take your breath in, I mean, you can do it now. Uh, while you take your breath in, you can pay attention to the body, because the breath goes into your body. And then you will notice you will activate your vibrations in the body, you know, and the vibration, you become very, very sensitive and attentive to the vibrations of your body, you know. So that is a meditation that you can practice. And then you will notice that your thoughts, which have been always been very noisy, will also settle down. Okay, so you can, that's the first step that we can all practice. And with that, you will find that your space will grow, you know, your spaciousness, your stillness will grow. And it is that with that stillness that you will be entering the new consciousness, so to speak. You'll be breaking away from the old patterns, you know. So we start by, before going to bed, take a few breaths, just feel the breath. Don't think of your breath, feel it a few times, and then don't make it very serious, make it very light. And then you start feeling the breath going into your body. And with that, while you keep doing that a few times, you will start to feel the energy of your body, you know. And then when you start to feel the energy of your body, you will notice that you're not thinking that fast anymore. Sometimes we even don't know that we are thinking.
Yeah.
Our minds are so busy with thoughts. It's everything about a thought, analyzing something, commenting on something, judging something. So that those thoughts will gradually,
I don't have it anymore. It just
yeah,
like flows through now
gradually slow
and
down.
shoots out.
And when you go to sleep, you are already falling asleep with an aligned mind. Whereas earlier you were falling asleep with a loud mind, a very
Yeah.
noisy mind.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So we can start with that without going any further. Because once you get a hang of this, going further will happen very naturally to you. Okay, so
So
let's start with that.
AMC gang, this is really important. So if you could help like with his energy. He said after you remove a very negative person energy from your life, you still have a void inside of you. Also a longing to want them to change despite them not showing any growth or capacity to change. How do you compartmentalize all these feelings while remaining positive about life without their negative energy affecting your life?
Yeah. Now that person may have moved, but now see in your statement you say you want him to change. Now that is the attachment you have with him now. Although physically he is not there, you have psychologically a connection with him of wanting to change, wanting him to change. You know, so that is an attachment you are having, right? So you are stuck with that now. So although he's not physically there, although he's not affecting you in your physical life, but now you are keeping this thought of wanting him to change, wanting him to apologize to me, wanting him to be a good person, you know. So then you try to break away from that also. Let that thought also go. Let that want that you have, you wanting him to change, drop that as well.
And that's the hardest, I think. It takes a long time to do
And
that.
then you will notice what the real thing is. That's the point where there is forgiveness. That's the point where you are bigger than him. The, as long as you hang on to that, you are limited by him actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you are holding on to a thought about what he did or what he said, you know, or a thought about who he is. So actually, you have become bound to him. You have become subservient to him. But if you drop that, then you become bigger than him. And then you're operating at a different frequency. Then you're operating at your own frequency. Earlier, your frequency was affected by him. Not by him, but because of your attachment towards what he did. That is a memory now. Okay, so try that out and see. You will feel it yourself. Ah, okay, I feel freer now.
He actually said that. We spoke on the phone a little bit and he said that right after.
Uh-huh.
Is there something like somebody like me can do from home, even myself, to help him
Yes, so
with
one
that?
thing is that you can, in your meditations, in your intentions, you can do it because your, I know Don's intentions are are very potent. You can do that, but then there's a limit where like you can go also. He has to get to that. He has to operate from that, you know, because he can't be dependent. You can give him a start, you know, you can like sharing your energy, making him feel lighter. But then he has to decide that he got to move forward. And moving forward doesn't mean correcting that person. It
Yeah.
means freeing yourself from the need to correct him. Because he may have gone, but then you're stuck with a need to correct him. So it is you who has to be free.
Hmm. That's a process. But I will help.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, see what Juan is saying. that he's practicing emptying my mind to allow cosmic energy. Now, emptying your mind also, you don't actually have to force yourself to empty your mind. If you can learn to dwell in your energy, actually what you're doing is you're negating your mind, you're negating your conditioned thought patterns. So it's kind of a passive action, which is very good because then you're not creating a resistance. But when you say, I'm emptying my mind, it implies that you're making an effort.
I
So when
remember
you make an effort, that means there's a friction there. There's a friction of that and the friction of you trying to empty it. So, I mean, maybe it's a way of expressing it. Maybe you're not doing that. That's a way you're expressing it, but be very careful that you don't force things because while forcing, you're making an effort and that effort causes a friction. And that friction becomes also an attachment because you want it to go. So wanting means it's an attachment, right? So focus your attention on your energy field, and in your energy field there is cosmic energy, right? So when you align yourself with cosmic energy, the mind will get emptied. Emptying your mind means quietening your thoughts, because mind means it's always full of thoughts. So that's what you want to do. You want to practice slowing down your thoughts, the unwanted thoughts, the compulsive, repetitive, habitual thoughts. That's what you're talking about, emptying my mind to allow cosmic love in and giving my will over to the source to work through me, right? So the disturbance is your compulsive, repetitive, habitual thought patterns. So you have to allow the will of source to take over. You got to find the space, and that space that you create, the space is actually there. The space that you clear, unclog, is where source will operate from. So what you're saying is right, but try to avoid the act of emptying because that will become the hindrance for your growth. You can start like this, but then try to, because when you say I'm trying to empty my mind, again you got to put attention on the thing you're trying to empty, right?
this
That means
brings
you're
back
putting
memories.
you
Like
know
trauma, emotional damage right now. I would think I would have something so figured out and I'd be all excited. And I'd be like, Genie, for 3 weeks I just worked on this, and I would word it a certain way and he would be like, don't.
Yes. Now wanting is attachment.
Yep.
Then when you don't want something, it also means you want to not want it.
Not want
So
it.
again, it's a
You have to
wanting.
completely detach from it altogether without
you
almost the
know,
words. I stopped using the
yeah.
words.
So that's a very good question that Yuan
Yep.
asked, because it's a question. It's a situation that everybody is in, but they don't see it as a problem. They don't see it as something that we had to free ourselves from. So it's amazing that he is aware of this,
Yeah, he's
and
really
at least and making an attempt um, to dwell in another place and to embody and to have access to a new consciousness. We are all living in thought consciousness. We are all living in judgments, good, bad, I like, I dislike. So it's all thought consciousness. But then there's a deeper consciousness in us, which is stillness. So this is the collective shift that we are talking about. So even your trading room will become like a church one day. It will be all stillness. You're trading in stillness, not in stock.
we already
You
are
know,
frequency traders. Now it's like
yeah,
make it any
frequency
worse.
traders. Yeah.
So the question I guess I would have for anybody that's completely new is, where do they start if they've never done anything before? If they want to change their lives, what is the number one starting point for them to start working on? Like, they've never meditated, they've never tried to change their regular conscious thought process. What would be like, is it the way that the wording that they're using in their everyday life? What would be the first step for somebody to take towards making a positive life
Okay,
change?
good question. Let me put it this way, right? Now, we are consciousness. We have unconditioned consciousness and we have conditioned consciousness. Okay? But we are normally aware, or we only know of conditioned consciousness. Always thoughts, thinking, feelings, emotions, worries, anger, jealousy, always wanting, needy. That is the consciousness that we always have. So in that space, it's always we are in thought, in other words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now I'll just give you an analogy. Imagine your thoughts and your awareness. So I just want to differentiate it for the moment. You have your thoughts and your awareness. Now thoughts occur in your awareness, in your so thoughts are like clouds, let's say clouds in the sky, right? Let's say thoughts are like the clouds, and your awareness is the sky. Okay, so thoughts, that means clouds, come from all over the place and they go everywhere. We don't even know from where it's coming and where it's going. So clouds occur in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and clouds come and they do various things. They come in different colors. They come and rain. They thunder. There's lightning and all that make a big mess. But although it happens in the space of the sky is always the same. The clouds come and go, but the sky remains always calm. The sky is the space in which the clouds come and go, right? And the sky doesn't care. The sky doesn't identify itself with the clouds. Although we might say, okay, it's a cloudy sky. The sky is cloudy, so on and so forth. So likewise, the thoughts and the emotions and the feelings and the depressions and everything that comes as thoughts, as feelings, happens in your awareness. So a good starting point for you to do is to disengage the sky from the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Disengage yourself from the thoughts. You are bigger than your thoughts. The sky is always bigger than the clouds. The clouds can never overwhelm the sky.
I almost don't have it. You get to a point where you almost don't have clouds anymore, because I feel like I understand what you're saying. And for me, it's maybe I'll only have 1 or 2 clouds a day, where it used to be like all day long. It was a storm going
Only
on
clouds.
and I had no control over my own thoughts.
Yeah.
But
So for someone who's starting meditation, the question that you asked, a very good practice, because this is very common, it's always is in your day-to-day life. Even if you forget, the moment you remember, you ask yourself, okay, do I have any clouds now in my sky? And if there are any clouds, you notice those clouds will quieten. That means your thoughts and your emotions will get quiet. That's a good starting point. Then you will understand that you are not these thoughts and these emotions and the frustrations and the depressions that you think you are. You say, I am depressed. You say, I was hurt. I am angry. I am sad. I have been dealt a bad hand. So it's always that.
Yeah.
But like I told you, you are bigger than that. Those are small things that happen in your consciousness. But if you can tell yourself, okay, I am not that. Okay, that comes. Let it come. Let it tell me any story it does, and let it go away. I'm not getting attached to that. I'm not identifying myself with that.
Yeah.
That's a good practice. Whenever you remember suddenly, what are the clouds in my sky? You just look for them. You can animate it. You can, as if look like that. Then you'll notice suddenly you can practice it now. While I'm talking, you practice it. When you look for thoughts, the thoughts subside. And maybe after a few seconds, you get caught again in your thoughts.
Yeah.
But then when you remember again, look for it. So that's a good starting point. You don't have to sit and somewhere in a quiet place. You don't have to do all that. While working, while traveling, while in the bus or the car or the train, while in office, you can always practice that. Then you get access to your true self. You get access to uh, quiet calmness. You get access to spaciousness, which you have never known before. That dimension you never knew. You only knew the dimension of thoughts and feelings and emotions.
So for somebody that's new, let's just say, or somebody that's a skeptic, how is that useful for their life?
Yeah, because they will get access to a new dimension which they never had before. You know,
But they wouldn't
they
know what
will.
that means. So that's what I'm saying. I want you to explain it so somebody that doesn't know what does a new dimension mean? That sounds crazy to me. If you're somebody that's never talked about this, what's a new dimension? What does that do for my life?
What it will do to your life is it will help you to live your life in a different way, free from your conditioned past, free from your problems. You know, our minds are always heavy. You know, we always uh, have issues. We always want something. We are not happy all the time. You know, so we will get a gap. We will get a gap there. You know, our thoughts work one after the other, after the other. We are drained. You know, we are tired in our minds. We get a relief from that. That is something that they will realize that this is not the only reality. There's a gap all the time, and then they will, when they identify with their gap, now that identification is something, it has to come to them. We can't force them
Yeah.
with that, you know. And when they realize that, that's what we call a realization. That little realization, they will find peace in that, even for a few seconds. That is enough, you know. And then gradually, even maybe he might forget it for another month or even a year, but then they will remember it and have access to it again.
It's freaking amazing,
Right?
actually.
So the idea is you teach someone to disidentify yourself with your thoughts and feelings and emotions, even for a second. You do that by becoming aware of it. My mind is always full of thoughts. My mind is always full of emotions and feelings, and always in want, always thinking of something. Just become aware of that. Then the cosmos will take care of itself, because you're giving it access now. Whereas earlier it was all clouded.
You block yourself. And so Kim says, yes, sure. And I'm not identifying with it or this, depending on the circumstance. A lot of times I don't want to see or hear particular things because I don't want it in my space, quite literally.
Yeah, that's right. In my space, you see? So you are identifying yourself as the space, not as the things that's going on in the space. You are the space. So which means you're bigger than all these little things that bother us, that worry us, that stress us out, that put us into depression, sadness. You know, these are things that are true to a certain extent, but your spaciousness is where everything happens. When you become aware of the space, then new things will start to appear in that space, because earlier you were not aware of the space. You were only aware of what's in the space. So when you pay attention to that, only that grows.
So, because I know, like, I never studied anything. Like, we talk about that all the time. I never studied any of this stuff. But so besides what you just said, is there like a certain book or something that you would recommend for somebody at home, or something they could look up online that would kind of help them, like a practice type of a homework thing that could help them to try to get in like a higher state of consciousness? Because I feel like
Yeah,
once you do get into a higher state of consciousness, you automatically sometimes go through levels on your own, and you start learning, and it goes on your own. It's not like you need to push every time.
you see, with books, the thing is, the books always teach you a method.
Mm-hmm.
The books, they always teach you a system. The books, they always try to get you to align with the teachings of that book, which is another method.
Yeah.
which I don't encourage, because then what happens is you get attached to that. So it's another attachment,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So try not to think of these things as fixed things. That there is a way or there's the way. Don't think of it that way. Like I told you, your breath, your thoughts, your spaciousness is something that is always there. You have access to it all the time. So start from there. It's a very very simple thing. You don't have to read. Because when you start reading books, what happens is you get caught to the words.
Yeah,
You
becomes
get
a lot.
stuck in those words. You forget who you are. Because you find a new identity. So I never want my students or the people that learn from me to get fixed into any system. Just embody something that you always have access to. You have access to your spaciousness. You have access to your breath. Breath is very close to spaciousness. You know, your body's vibrations are always there with you. The tingling effect is always there with you. The only thing is you're not aware of it. You're not conscious of that. So if you want to read a book, read your own book. Find out what the book in your book, what your thoughts. If you're the book, your thoughts and emotions and feelings are the letters, are the words, are the paragraphs. Right? So read your book, find out what is your book telling you. Understand your own book.
Yeah, I love that.
You know?
Gio wants to know. He said, Dawn, could you ask Genie about self-inquisition? Who am I? To get closer to the self.
Yeah. Now we think, when we ask the question, who am I? We try to give it a symbol or give it a form or give it an image. First of all, like we try to think in terms of, say, a position. I'm a good person, a bad person. I'm a doctor. I'm an engineer. I'm a lawyer. I'm this and that and that. Or they try to say I'm an empath. These are all identifications. But you got to understand before all that, your spaciousness. So that is your true I amness.
Mm-hmm.
That's where everything started.
It's true.
That spaciousness is your true I amness. Then what we did was we kept adding to that. My past, my memories, how I was brought up, my experiences, my sorrows, my hurts, my pains, my joys, my achievements, then my struggles. And we have identified ourselves with that. And then we suddenly find, oh, I don't think I'm that. And now that's why he's asking this question, who am I? He has had some kind of a call.
Yeah.
Geo
He's the
has
one
had
that
some knock
did
on
that
the door.
amazing thing I told you about.
Yeah.
That had
So
that
that's why
amazing
he's
moment.
asking. That's why he's asking, who am I? So you must ask yourself the next question: who am I apart from my form identification? Who am I apart from the description of who I am? Who am I apart, or who am I that is not this? Now, I told you earlier, were you here when I spoke about the clouds and the sky? We think that we are the clouds. I think I am the clouds, but actually I am the space in which the clouds come and go. I am the sky. Sky is always like that, but we have got identified ourselves. So when you identify yourself as the sky, when you identify your I am as the sky, then you can do anything you want there, because you have not limited yourself to the clouds.
Well, I think I just want to say I added a few of you as mods just in case we ever need anybody. You can go ahead, and I trust you guys, so it doesn't matter, just in case. But I think because of what happened with that whole thing that I was telling you about, it was almost like predestined, but we know everything's kind of predestined and connected anyway, of how that whole thing came with that woman and the numbers and this whole thing that just snowballed. And I can imagine that makes somebody question, well, like, what, how the hell did I envision something like this before I even knew this person and this whole thing happened? So I think that's more of like his question was like, how does that happen? What does that make me? Like, do I have a gift if that happens to me? Maybe Gio is a little bit more probably. That's what I would be curious. You know, me with the curiosity, I'd be like, well, what does that mean for me? Like, what does that mean for me?
Yeah. So then again, Don, first of all, you got to identify the spaciousness before anything else. It starts there actually. Now, what we did was we have filled it up with all this rubbish, you know, all these identifications that our true self has been obscured. So once we identify ourselves, our true selves as the space in what everything happens, when we identify ourselves as the spaciousness, then you will know on your own. No one has to tell you. You will experience it firsthand. Now, don't see what happened to you. Like, you know, you had self-realizations. You know, you never learned this from a book, right? Okay, I mean, we don't expect everyone to go to that level, but even at the very basic level, at the very prime foundation level, we still have access to that. You know, so to get closer to the self means to get closer to everything to free ourselves from all that noise.
I was just about to say that for me, it wasn't about learning, it was about unlearning. It was like a shedding of layers of myself every time I build up. I was shedding a new layer of myself, like walking up a staircase, and every time you take a step up, you're leaving an old piece that you realize is not really you, that's been attached to you and holding you back behind you. That's what it feels like for me.
Yeah, so that was a label, that was an identification. You know, that was maybe bad memories, full of bad memories, or full of good memories, you know. So you derived yourself from those images that you had. You know, we all live a life of images. I have an image of myself, then I have an image of you, and I interact with your image. My image interacting with you. No, we are deeper than our image. We are bigger than our image that we have in our mind. We are not limited by our image. We are vast. You know, we are as vast as the universe, as space.
People don't understand. They just don't understand that because you're not taught that. So you just think you are this human person.
That's okay. That's okay to a certain extent. But then you will notice that you can't go beyond a certain place, you know.
Oh, we can get into this, Gio. We had this conversation before. He said, I once heard the true evolution is towards emptiness, where we are space, not our conditioning without birth or death. I think you need to explain to him how we never die. I think that was the greatest thing.
So now, Gio, now you said, now see how you have put it. I once heard that true evolution is blah, blah, blah. Now find out whether that is true. You find out whether that is true.
He never gives the answers. Sometimes he won't give the answers. Like, he's like, I want you to find out.
You know, like I told you earlier, find out, okay, I am attention, I am consciousness, I am awareness, right? Not the conditioned awareness, but the unconditioned awareness. You inquire yourself. That's what I said, read your book, read your own book, and find out what's in between the words. That is emptiness. Emptiness is not a bad thing. You think it's scared, you think it's death. Emptiness is not death. That's where life is.
Yeah.
Life begins in emptiness. Then all our achievements, all our labels, all our conditioned thought patterns, all our identifications are in that emptiness. So you got to first, when you find your emptiness, then you can put new things into that. At the moment, there's no emptiness. It's all fullness.
Yeah, you have to strip yourself of it first.
So you can't put anything new into that. anything spiritual or any other thing you can't put into that, because it's all jammed with old, repetitive, useless stuff, you know. You're welcome, Yuan. You're welcome. So, Gio, did I give you? Did I help you with that answer? Because birth and death concerns the physical form. Birth and death concerns your thoughts, the impressions, the identities, the identifications that you have. Now, let's say you say, I am an unfortunate person, or you say, I'm a very successful person. So that was the birth of an identity. That was the birth of an identification as a sad person, or a person who has had a bad deal on earth. So that's the birth of that identification. So that the death of that identification is freedom from that, right? But this pure consciousness, this spaciousness that you were talking about, has been always there. So if you learn to identify yourself more with that, your life becomes very easy, because you're following the natural universal energy patterns. There's less resistance in that. You know, there's more calmness. You feel very much bigger. You know that there's something bigger than you thought there was.
Yeah.
Because you have access to this new thing. You have access to this new way of being. You have access to this new feeling of power, of peace. You know, so when you work from that, there are no distractions to block you.
I love what he said, because usually, this is for women too, but it's just not something you normally hear a guy say. He's like, yes, but I need to go deeper. I understand all that on an intellectual level, but haven't fully digested the teaching fully in my spirit. Too much ego here still. He gets it though. Yeah. Until you have an ego death, that's when you will grasp it. Grasping it on an intellectual level is not, to me, it can't be absorbed. That's just my personal.
Now that need to go deeper is also a need. You got to understand that it's a trap. You know,
we never say need. He says never say the word need. I eliminate
it. Know, so but this is a way of expressing, because you need words to express also. But that should not be a need in your reality, because then again you're again stuck with that need. You see, once you empty something, or when you start emptying something of its content, the space remains, right? So that means empty doesn't mean you have to take things out physically, but you disidentify yourself from that. And then there's natural spaciousness. That is something no one can teach you. That is something no one can make you do. That is something that you have to do it yourself and experience it. You know, teaching, giving you lessons, giving you books, all that someone can do for you. But embodying that and living in the truth of that is something that the individual has to do.
I've never been more timid of my ego than those times I've been without it. I feel like I have no ego anymore. I don't use it.
Ego means identification of yourself with things, and you think you are that. That is ego, in other words. You know, we need ego in a certain way to operate in our practical lives. Because I am applying for a job, I am doing a job, I am a father, so I have to play the role of a father or a mother, you know. So in the practical respect, yes, we need ego to a certain extent, right? But then what happens is the ego becomes a monster.
Yeah.
So the ego is always the conditioned part of you. But then there's a bigger unconditioned part, which is very deep, which is very powerful, which has the life-giving spirit.
Gio said, ego is fine as long as it serves the self. But isn't the desire to be free of desire also sort of a desire itself?
Yes,
He's so
definitely.
like, I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah. It's another desire.
Genie stuff.
That's why I said don't hang on to the desire. The moment you get that desire, act on it. The moment you
Justin
get it.
struggles with letting go of the past. I never thought it was an ego thing, but maybe it is. So what can you recommend to somebody who has a hard time letting go of their...
Yeah, now see, Justin, you have said, I'm struggling with letting go of the past. Now, what is the past means? They are memories, right? Something really happened and you're carrying the past. It's a memory. So it's a thought. A thought is a reaction to the past, to a memory, right? And you have derived to a certain extent your sense of self based on that. You know, so that's what it means. That is the ego. So don't complicate it. Keep it very simple. You have got it, you know. But I never thought it was an ego thing, but it is. So that is a realization you have. Now you got to embody that. Now here you have understood this intellectually. Now you got to understand it with your own experience. That is the achievement, so to speak. That's what you ought to know as a first-hand experience. Oh, I didn't see Derek all this time.
I know. I haven't seen Derek either. Just a question that I have, because I could pick up on energy too. Not we pick up on energy in different ways. I think me and you, which I try to kind of figure it out. But when he's talking about what he's saying, letting go of the past, for him to let go of the past, I'm feeling like I'm sure he wouldn't care anyway if I just say it, because we all have it, like some sort of like past trauma energy, like something that has happened to you that replays maybe in your head that you just have to learn to let go of that part of yourself. Is that kind of how you feel?
Yeah, now there are certain memories. A memory is a past. That means we remember a past incident, right? And we have given it our own compilations. We have given it our own meanings. We have given it our own narrative, so to speak. You know, so that is what a memory is of the past, right? And here what has happened is you are stuck on that. So the memories come and keep repeating itself. Now you don't need to try to stop that, but you can at least know, pardon me, you can at least know that while those memories are there, that you are not the memory, you are bigger than that. Like the clouds are in the sky, but the sky knows that the sky is not the clouds. You know, the memories are there and you are there, but you don't identify yourself and react to those memories. Then what happens is when you don't react to the memories, you don't feed the memory with new energy. Even when you have a wanting to push the memory away, you are actually feeding it. Negatively, you are feeding it because you are resisting it. Anything you resist persists. You have heard that, right? So when you try to push a memory away also, it comes back with you. Because these are conditioned patterns. It's very difficult to let go. You can disidentify with them. Don't say I don't want this memory and put your attention onto something else. Then you're escaping that. A
I
memory is
had to go
also
back
an energy.
and
A
deal with
memory is
it.
also an energy. You know, so it keeps moving, it keeps coming. You can then when the memory comes, you either like it or you dislike it, you cry or you keep thinking about it, or you want a repetition of that, whether it's a good or bad memory, depending on that. So if it's a bad memory, if you try to push it away, because it's an energy to keep coming. All you can do is just be aware of that memory, whether it's good or bad. But tell yourself that you are not that memory and you are bigger than that memory. Let the memory be, but I'm moving forward.
I also just, with my own personal journey, would feel like the more, when I talk about going up the staircase and shedding, the more I can look backwards at certain things I went through in my life and see them differently. And that's where I started to heal my own traumas and stuff that I went through. I wasn't looking at it in the same perspective that I used to. I was like, wow, I was wounded. Wow, I was a bitch. Wow, it was me that was in that mindset because of the things that happened those years before. But I would never be able to think of that logically or see that logically. I had to start that releasing and shedding process within myself to get there, to see it a certain way, to heal it.
Yeah.
Kind of from
So
inside out.
so what you are saying is, in other words, there was a shift in how you identified yourself with that. You were disengaging, you were disidentifying gradually. And then it stopped coming back to you, as it were. Earlier it was coming back at a very intense level, and you were fighting with that. And the more you fought with that, the stronger it came back.
Yes.
But here, when you give it a different perspective, a different meaning, you gradually disidentify.
I think there's those few little parts of our lives that affect us so much as adults, even from, no matter how long ago it was, whether it's when you were a child, a teenager, or even in your adult life, that will affect every relationship, your every day. So it's like, if you want to heal a particular one thing, what do you think is the best way to go about it? Would somebody go to somebody like you? Is there something you can do to help activate something in somebody, or is it something they have to do within themselves?
Yes, you can go to somebody, and this somebody will give you an aha moment, not a system, not a method, some realization. Now, like I was telling you, know yourself not as the thing, but as space, as consciousness. Don't identify yourself with that. Now, that is the best thing that anyone can tell you, because that is something you can't hold and cling on to.
Yeah.
So while talking to a person, now, for example, I can give you an initiation. I can initiate an energy in you for that new energy to flower in you.
I love that.
And that new energy will help you to move in a new direction. Not to fight with that what is old, because fighting means, again, you're keeping it alive. Although you try to suppress it, it will keep coming back to you. Right? So what is very important is to show you and give you access, or let you know and let you see that there is a different dimension in you. Not that what you have been believed, that there's only one way, which is thought driven, which is opinion driven, which is embedded in sorrow, which is embedded in desire and wanting all the time, neediness. There's something totally different. And from there, you can operate in this world more successfully, more beautifully, without resistance. Now, like how you all are improving in your tradings, you all are making more profit because you all are operating from a different energy. And how did this energy come? Is because you all were initiated, given an initiation that there's something new, a new vibration. It is not actually new, it's been always there, but now you're operating in that.
That's crazy. So if somebody, let's just say like somebody like me, or not even me particular, anybody, Kim, anybody's like operating at a high vibration, just being in the same social media room with them even can activate certain things within yourself, somebody else.
Yes. Because the high, you see, the universe is always life word. No one likes to die. We always move towards the positive. Even a baby, even a very little kid, if you leave him somewhere and if there's a very neat, clean place, his attention will go there. The kid's attention will go there. You don't need a conditioned mind to take a decision. And this is a beautiful place, this is an ugly place. You know, it's a natural human tendency. It's a life tendency to move towards that which is good. You know, so the moment you embody good vibrations, that means you put out good frequencies, it affects people.
Does.
You know, people who are embodying very dense vibrations, they get affected by the light vibrations and they get attracted to that. You know, and gradually they find access to that. You know, and they leave their dense identifications because they find that the lighter ones are more helpful. There's less resistance. There's less conflict in your lives when you embody lighter vibrations.
So that means, like, if I was, because I'm telling you what I've done with my mom, she is night and day. This is not the same woman. Me and her could not. We were on the phone 5 hours the other night. She's getting signs, emails, everything I get now. She gets at home and she's all the way in New York. I kid you not. All day, nonstop, 24 hours a day. She even sleeps and dreams it and will wake up and text me and be like, you'll never believe what I got, man. And I'm like, this is so funny now. This is so funny. She even gets the Lion King stuff. You can't make it up. But it's like somebody like her, I don't know if she was just ready for it. Was open-minded when I started talking to her about it, and then it's just boom, it happens. If somebody's really closed-minded, like my dad, I think, like, he's just looking at us like, you bitches are crazy. I don't think I know what any of you are talking about. Like, how do we help him to open up a little bit? I'm like, you don't even know the world that's around you. Like, you're just sleeping.
Yeah, that has to come from self. You know, the individual must have a need. The individual must have an opening to see that there is something different to what we thought or what he has been thinking it was all the time. So it has to be a search that has to be generated from within.
Mm.
You know, you can't like force a person, because it will be a waste of your time, waste of your energy, and actually you're again trying to force something on someone, so to speak. It has to be, he has to always start the inquiry. He also it should come from him saying, there maybe there's something different, maybe there's something else, I want to have a look, maybe I'll ask someone. You know, it has to come from there. It's very difficult, or it's virtually impossible to make someone do it until he asks a question. Now, the members that are here, they are here voluntarily because they know that there is something else also to life. You know, and some of them have already experienced and reaped the fruit of this new consciousness, this new energy field that they are beginning to dwell in. You know, so you can invite a person and say, come, have a look, you know, but you can't force someone and say, this is the way, this is what you're doing is not the way. You know, he will not be open to it. At the intellectual level, you can do that and say, no, this theory is wrong. I'll prove you it is wrong, this theory. You know, this scientific theory or this mathematical equation is wrong. That you can force someone and logically prove. But these are very personal things, you know, and the person himself or herself must have the desire to look at another option.
So I have a really good question. I don't want to forget it, because this is actually, I don't think I've ever asked you this. It's not like I was really looking for anything when this started within me. I feel like sometimes it's just sparked in somebody on their own. Is it like there's just a higher something out there that will just do this to you? Or if you don't have the curiosity for it? Because there's people that don't, and they're logical, and they'll just start seeing all these things and being like, what the hell? Like, somebody can't do that. Like you said, it can't be forced. So what is it that causes that in somebody that was not looking for it?
Yeah, it is again, it is actually, although we say it happens from there, but actually it happens from here. That's where it
Okay.
happens. Because
Mm-hmm.
you have gone through so many things in your life, in this life and the previous lives. You have also, because we all humans, we all seek something. We seek our true identity. And we think we are in the illusion of thinking that our true identity is in matter, is in form, is in things, you know. But then everybody, because we all are searching for our true selves, although we don't know it, you know. So in some period of our life, we question ourselves within, and that's where the opening happens. It's actually like a act of grace, you can say that also, because things that have happened in the past, in our previous lives, the things that we have compiled, the things that that we have been going through in this fast paced world, you know, suddenly like a light opens up in you. You don't need to willfully do it also. Sometimes it happens by accident, so to speak. Sometimes you read books, you have friends who are talking about it, and then you also ask a question, aha, okay, what about me? You know, so it happens both ways. And sometimes we have a lot of we go through a lot of problems because we have a misidentity of ourselves. We think I am this, I am that, this will satisfy me, this will satisfy me, this will bring me happiness, this will bring me glory, this will bring fulfill me, and we keep searching. And all of a sudden we stop and we think, is really this what it is, or is there something else? So that
Hmm.
also makes a change, makes a small shift in you, and that brings an opening.
I feel like there almost like has to be that curiosity in there somewhere, because I know you don't get the signs and stuff like the majority does, because the majority now gets the signs, the synchronicities. I mean, Levi last night at like 1 o'clock in the morning sent me a picture. He's like, you can't make this up. He's driving, and all of a sudden there's this big car wash with a big neon genie sign. A big neon genie sign, like huge. And I was like, no, I'm like, you can't make that up. Like, there's just certain things that, and the more you're aware of it, the more it's there and it does not go
Yeah,
away and it's
yeah.
loud.
No, but those things happened on at a certain after a certain stage in your
Mhm.
evolution. You know,
Yeah.
that's not the beginning. The beginning, earlier we were talking about the beginning, how we uh, start shifting, how the beginning happens, how we get onto a spiritual path. The beginning is different. Now, this is what happens in the process, like, you know, on our way. Uh, these signs, these messages, you know, all that, it's different. That happens at a later stage, because then you are going at a higher pace and you know your path, you know this is what is true. That's something different.
Is that Michael? I just have to ask Michael, is that my Jenner? Oh my God. I used to be in the other business with him. When I tell you, I think I've tried to get everybody to hunt this guy down. I just was so connected with him. I miss him so much. It's the fact that if that's him that just showed up on here right now, I don't even want to. It's him. I can't even do it. I'm fine. I miss you. Why did you stop? Are you still trading? He's amazing. This guy Michael just has amazing energy. I mean, we would just like feed off each other every day. Like he would get
Oh,
me hyped,
beautiful.
so hyper in the morning and excited, and I just miss him. He's a really good guy. And did anybody else have any other questions while you were here? Anything That's just so funny.
So
Nobody ever asked anything personal.
even while we speak, have access to that energy in you, have access to that peace in you, have access to that spacious in you. You know, you can do it anywhere because it's always with you. It's just that you are not aware. It's just that you are not paying attention. You know, you don't need to pay, you can pay attention to your outer world if you like, but have the connection with yourself. That's where true love is. That is your true nature. You know, that's where everything starts and ends. You know, so a good way to disengage from your thought patterns is that connect with your energy and have some kind of awareness in that all the time. Now, even while we talk here, we use thoughts to convert them into words, you know, but then we can always have access to that energy in our body at different intensities. So that itself is a spiritual practice. That itself is a meditation. It's a live meditation, a dynamic meditation that you are doing while you're going about your normal work, your normal life.
That's what I do all the time. I don't do the meditation, like
Yeah.
quiet my mind and lay down. And if I just need to focus and I'm like I need a woosah moment, I'll do that for like a quick like minute. I'll be like, just get out of my head because I don't even want to hurt nobody today kind of moment. But other than that, like it's just like I'm aware and I'm doing it while I'm just doing my everyday activities, work.
Yeah. See,
I feel like it helps.
I think Derek also has had that realization, so he's kind of confirming that in his own words. You see, so there's a truth in that. You know, you got to find that in you.
I would like for you, because I didn't even talk to Genie about anything, but he's doing a different type of thing. He hasn't been in the business like trading or anything. And I know like usually you can tell certain things. I didn't even talk to you about this. I didn't talk to you about anything. I just want to know like how you feel. Is that the right move for him?
Sorry, ask that question again.
So Derek has not been like trading. He's waiting for like something to happen. He's doing in a certain play in the market where he's waiting for something to happen, and he's not trading. He's not been like around in the business.
Why not? It's time that he gets into this because there's a lot of scope for him in this, no?
I haven't talked to you about anything. That's why I just wanted to ask, since he's here and we're always open about like the trading stuff.
Because even Derek, he also has access to this.
Mm-hmm.
His way of thinking is different.
Yep.
You know, and he is more more. Can I use the word unadulterated, where this trading is concerned? So it's easy for him to adapt much better. So it's high time that he also, you know, started getting a feel of this, because he can no, but I'm sure he had this experience of success in trading. Didn't he have anything?
He has, but now he's decided. See, he just put it there. I just want to make sure. That's why I want to ask you, kind of like for him, if you don't. He doesn't mind because he's already told the
It's a
people.
longer term move where I put my money into.
I just want to see what you're.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So that's his personal preference that he wants to do it this way. So that's okay. Because it has to come from within, because uh, Derek embodies a certain level of stillness, I can see. So so what he's doing is good. But from his energy, I feel that he's ready. You know, but then he has to understand it himself. He has to feel it himself, and he will act on that. And when he's really ready, he will know, you know, and he will do it. But it is not that he has any aversions to it. It's just a matter of choice that he will go about it in this order. So that's perfectly okay.
Yeah, that's what he said. To give full context, I was having some struggles with the day trading, the business, essentially. I felt I needed a little bit of a reset and pivoted a little bit. So
Yeah.
he's putting his money in these two things. Like, I just want to make sure if that's going to be the best move for him. I just want to make sure he can find success in doing that.
Yes, what he's doing now, whatever it is, it's good. Like I told you, he has the energy in him is good now for him to make money. So whether it's in trading or whether it's another business, it's okay. So he can choose either way or whichever way he wants to go. And he knows instinctively what to do. So we need not influence him
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, we need not influence him. He will know instinctively what he should do and when he should do it. But
Especially
he is in a good energy. He's evolving. He's only going to grow. So whatever field it is, it's okay. So even if it is trading or another business, whether he has put money into something, he has done the right thing.
Okay, good to hear. Feels so much better nowadays with himself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Refocusing.
So it's a matter of confidence, So when you have this confidence, also you become when you're confident, you don't. Confidence means lack of doubt, right? So that's a very positive energy.
This AMC gang, the one that we were talking about before, that was asking you about like the negative energy. Woo! He's on fire. I told him, I was like, you are going to be a millionaire. I'm so certain. I am so certain that I have no doubt in me. The way he even thinks during his trades and everything, you could just like feel his energy. I can't explain it.
That's AMC gang, is it? You're talking about? Mm-hmm. No, he will have some big hits in time to come.
They're every day. So many. But I guess if he says in time to come, you're gonna have even more bigger ones. How much bigger
Like
can he
he'll have like big jumps. It's not smooth like that.
Like a Michael Jordan dunking a basketball?
Yeah.
But I see every time I look at his energy, I literally see the old school Michael Jordan when everybody just loved him, just taking the ball and going and dunking it. Like, I feel that fire inside of him. I can't believe you just said that. It's so funny. Like how
is Kyle's name the real name Kyle?
I'm not sure.
Kyle has a question. I'm about to take a leap of faith into full-time trading and moving to Florida. Is this the right move? Just to connect with you, is Kyle your real name? Yeah, you can start. You can start trading, but wait till about the end of January. Because end of January you are going in for a new. There's some new energy coming into your life. So after the end of January, you can make a full-time commitment. For the time being, just bet on the way you are. Just go along. But after the end of, say, the last part of January, there's a change. There's a very positive change happening for you, and then you can really get into this full time. Did I answer your question? This is the right move. Yeah, but wait till the end of January.
Finally, a question, because usually it's just like we're all sitting in school, but it was actually I like that. It's a different type of energy. It's so funny because you are completely all just energy. You see how his eyes go to the side? I notice I do all the time now. My eyes are always going to the side. They are so used to me. I can't even explain to you. I'm talking about everything and they're like, how's the weather? So anyway, let's talk about the football game. And I'm like, guys, you don't know what I just uncovered, like a whole scandal. And they're like, okay, Dawn, we know, we believe you. It's true. But, let's talk about the weather. Like, it's just so funny. They're so numb that I love it. They're so conditioned to the craziness now that it's normal. Their frequencies must be so freaking high. Like, but it's so funny. So when you read energy, do you see auras? Like, do you see colors? Like, I get almost like I get a knowing and almost like I don't know how to explain. Like,
for Kyle, I see something very interesting. You'll be happy to hear this. Like I see like jumps in like thousands. I don't know what it means. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what you are doing. Okay, I don't know
yeah,
how
he
this
doesn't know about
mechanism
stocks
is.
like that.
I'm clueless.
Oh my God! Wait, is this Kyle from UK?
I see. I see. I see certain like
Ooh.
jumps in thousands. So maybe you make profits in thousands for a day, or I don't know what it is. Anyway, you'll see after January. You'll see.
Like really bad ringing in my ear. Kyle Hot Dog from Twitter or Kyle. There's so many Kyles.
Twitter. Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of Kyles.
So keep an eye what's going to happen.
But I love everybody. He knows his stuff too. He's not somebody that will just BS you. And I was just asking, you never know. You don't know. Did you hear that on the screen? I swear, like my ears for a second. What the hell? That's been happening to me a lot lately. I mean, like, not just the regular when you get a little bit. I mean, extreme. Like when I was on the phone with my mom, I was like this for like 2 minutes. And I'm like, what is this? Like piercing.
Yeah, those are part of your spiritual growth, and because your body is not used to those vibrations, so your body gets very sensitive and it hurts.
You heard it too?
But then you get used to it, Yeah, it can happen collectively. You can share it, like a screech, right?
Do you believe, because this has been happening a lot lately, and I want to know your take on it, because I know this is true. The more high our vibes get, my electronics keep screwing up. Like, I mean, there's no explanation.
Yeah,
and I have to like restart my phone.
It can interfere. Yeah, it can interfere
with Wi-Fi and everything. Like I could have Derek sitting in my house and we're on the same Wi-Fi and my whole computer won't work. It's like it won't connect to the Wi-Fi. My phone won't connect, but then his will work. And then it's like it makes no sense. We're on the same Wi-Fi, a foot away from each other. It's just like
it affects electronics. It can because it's the energy vibration. It can interfere. It affects even a laptop. Sometimes a laptop can like malfunction. That has been reported quite a lot. Yeah,
it's all the time. I feel like it's all the time. Yeah, I was trying to send y'all a mental message, and then Dawn said her ears were going weird. Did you not see me on the screen like this for like a minute? Like it was hurting my ear. Like I don't even know what was going on, but I couldn't. Piercing. It's been really. Yeah, the electronics. Last week, I was in the middle of trades that I couldn't get out of. My whole brokerage was frozen on my phone, and no matter how many times I restarted it, I couldn't get out of it. I was like, oh no, don't even play with me right now. I was getting so mad. I'm like, stay calm.
Because it's electromagnetism.
Mm-hmm.
It's electromagnetism. So so electromagnetism affects electronics. So your transformations, your energy magnifications put out electromagnetic energy. So that interferes with communication. So like electronics, computers, Wi-Fi. Sometimes your phone will restart on its own. So things like that can happen.
Can you tell when you're in somebody's energy, even if it's on social media, like if they have a particular gift, like if they're like an energy, if they're like that reads energy and stuff, and do these keep expanding? Because mine keep expanding. Like I've been a lot lately with like the medium type stuff, and I don't know, and that's not what I want. Even like right now, like there's an older lady coming through, and I don't know, like it's very hard for me to pick up on, but it's there. And it's hard, I don't even want to say anything when it happens.
So understand it this way. Now we have our 5 senses, right? So the 5 senses, we have been conditioned for millions of years to receive sensory input. Okay? So there's sensory stimulation. We can call that, right? And we respond to that. So there's something hot, there's something beautiful, there's something ugly, there's something pleasant, So sensory stimulation and there's response. So that's how we have been conditioned for thousands and thousands of years. So these are based on form, right? On material form, on shapes. So even a sound is a shape, right? But then when we have access to this new dimension of spirituality, right, we become aware of very lighter forms, So it can be spirit forms, it can be dense spirit, it can be lighter spirit, right? So then we become aware of those dimensions also, which we did not have before.
Yeah.
So
it's always like somebody coming through with a message. And it's not like they're talking to me, but I'm like, hear the message. So I don't know how to explain. Like I'll have a message I have to give to somebody, whether I just know what message. I don't know how to explain it, but that's been happening a lot lately. AMC Bets I want to know, because I feel it and I can't pinpoint it. So I want to see if you can, because it's bothering me. If that's okay with you. I'm sure he wouldn't care anyway. He'll be like, what gifts do I have besides slam dunk from halfway across the court? I could just feel it. Some sort of like spiritual gifts that I just not tapped into yet. I just know it. I just don't know what it is.
So when you have access to this new dimension, which is beyond the physical dimensions that we are used to, right? So that's what happens. That's what happens to people who undergo spiritual transformation. And we say, you're on a spiritual journey, and then there's transformation happening all the time. Each time you think, okay, I have arrived, you notice, no, there's some more to expand. Dawn, you are witness to that, right?
Yeah.
Every time you think, okay, now I have arrived, now I'm done. No, there's some more.
I always think I'm done. It's never done.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this new
thing? Yeah. So you always keep realizing, because it is limitless, especially when you go into these lighter realms, spirit realms, and then you identify spiritual forms. Now earlier we were identifying solid forms. So it's always a transformation. It's always something new. It's always growth.
Yeah. My strongest one is like my predictive, like what I could see coming in the future is always, like I'd say, like the connection with the people that have passed is like a new type thing that just started. But you are so different. That's why I get confused on yours, because you're like, I can't see people, I see energies. Like, but what do you mean when you see an energy? Like, you see color? Do you what do you see as an energy?
No, I don't. I have no sensory perceptions at all to say what I'm seeing. Unfortunately, I can't explain that. There's no sound, no color. Like other people, I can't say I'm clairvoyant or clear this or that. Unfortunately, I can't.
You feel
I can't describe it. Yeah, yeah, it just comes. So it's like very first-hand, Yeah, so it's something I can't describe, and I'm not even interested to find out what it is. As it is, it's okay.
Yeah, no, I just know like people that are just starting to just have a little bit of an understanding of, oh, maybe this could be true. I just wanted them to know like what people, I think people just imagine like you're sitting there with some crystal ball and you're just like seeing these visions, and it's like that's not how it goes. That's not
Yeah,
accessible.
yeah. No, nothing like that.
Mm-mm. So you said you would think you would be able to tell. So what would you think would be his? Like, what would you feel? I want to know. I'm telling you, I feel something. He's powerful.
One time, about 8 years ago, I had a random thought about two oranges. Later in the day, when
He keeps having visions, and the visions come true.
yeah. So this is another way. This is another way. Actually, Gio, this is a skill that you have to get what you want. It is not that you're forcing something. It is a little different from that. It is not that you're seeing something that's going to happen. Actually, what is happening is there is something more deeper, more stronger. Actually,
I
what is
know.
happening is you are creating your reality. So you can practice that and you can develop this skill.
Don't
You
even
hear
tell
me,
me. Like,
Gio?
go on.
You know, you can develop this. You can practice this. You can intentionally.
Yeah.
You can willfully picture something that you want in a very brief moment. Don't try to so-called manifestation, imagination. Don't burn yourself with those words. Just in a brief moment, feel it, and it will appear in your reality. You got to look at it that way. You got to feel that you're the cause of your own life. That's a very powerful way to live.
Mm, I love that. So I guess what I would like to do before we go would be, so I told you tomorrow is the big day. It's when that guy Powell, which we know they're all full of shit anyway, just feeds whatever BS that they're gonna feed, and it's either like the stocks will go up, they'll go down, they'll usually roller coaster, but we don't know which direction it's going to make it go, kind of at first. Yeah, Powell. Gio said that's a lot of responsibility. Let me down. You're a genie, okay? You're a genie. You're a mega manifester. You'll get used to it.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing to digest. You have it. It's a
Yeah.
matter of identifying, knowing that. Sorry, not identifying. It's a matter of knowing it and practice it. Have faith in yourself. It's very basic. You don't have to stress out, stress yourself out. Just have faith in that. Have confidence, and just practice it like a kid. You're experimenting with things. Kids experiment a lot. Not from reading books, but they just experiment. So keep doing that, and yeah, we will do a small energy session at the end today. So Dawn, in another 12 minutes, we'll conclude this. So after another 5 minutes, we'll have a small energy session so that
Perfect.
once you're what's the time there now in the night?
It's 9:19. So
Yeah. So with that, you can go to bed and you can sleep well, and tomorrow you'll have a good trading day.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've had an amazing week so far. And like last week you said something big was gonna happen and it did. Like it was a huge week. And then like I said, somebody got the over 200% in the day. What do you see? Do you see anything for us this week? Any good things or anything we should keep in mind that we might need to focus on? Or
No, what I will for you all is that you all grow as a group. You all become popular. You all become like a number one trading group. I believe there are trading groups like this, right? And
world there.
yeah, don't be too serious with it, Joe. Just play around, and you'll get a hang of it. You'll know what to do, and you will know who you are. In that sense, you can create your own reality. And that's what you should practice. Don't think that that you are merely foreseeing things, but feel that you are creating it. You know, that's actually what happens, but we don't want to accept it, right?
Grow as a
So,
group of family. I love it.
So Don, ideally, y'all should be a model. When I say should be, I mean y'all will be, right? Y'all should be a model group of people trading as a team, as individuals in a team where you are embodying good energy, and you all will have very high success rates
Mm-hmm.
compared to other groups, you know, because you all are working now, you all have access to a new dimension that other groups don't have, you know. Uh, you all you all are people who are not merely using your thoughts, but now you all are going deeper into your consciousness, you know, and that is where the source of true energy is. That's the true source of power.
Mm-hmm.
That's the true source of creativity, creation. So now you all are having access to that, different members at different depths, so to
Yeah.
speak. You know, some of you all embody a lot of depth, some of you all not that much, but never mind, you all have this shared space when you all do your trading. But I mean, I also will for you all a lot of growth. Like I said, you know, exactly. There's the AMC Gang says, you know, he feels the oneness, even though we are trading separately. So even if you concentrate on yourself to
Mm-hmm.
make money, more money as individuals, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because by doing that, you're raising your vibration. So when you raise your vibration, anyway, it's going to be shared by others. It's going to be absorbed by others. So it is not being selfish actually. You know, you're sharpening your skill, which is what everybody has to do. You trust yourself, you have confidence in yourself, and then you're raising the collective vibration. So on a day that someone else is a little weaker, the stronger ones are helping that person also to
Mm-hmm.
up the game, so to speak, you know.
That's crazy. Because usually in a regular, like when you go in a store or you go in any type of space, everybody's not going to be in a positive, high vibrational energy. I think that's what's so magic about the place is everybody that's
So
talking all
when
day
you
that.
go to sleep, when you go to sleep tonight,
Mm-hmm.
you go to sleep tonight as if you all are going to sleep tomorrow night. So
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow night will be after the trading day. Okay, are you getting me?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
That's
tomorrow night, when you go to sleep, what do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? Tomorrow night, when you go to sleep, you want to feel that you have completed a successful day of trading, a joyful day of living, embodying very high frequencies of energy. So tomorrow night, you're going to sleep like that. So
that right.
tonight, when you go to sleep, you go to sleep with that feeling of what you want to feel tomorrow, right? That means you will feel successful, you will feel joyful, you will feel complete, you feel happy, you feel proud that you had a good day at trading, that you have made good money individually, as a group. So tonight, when you go to sleep, embody that feeling, fall asleep in that feeling. And tomorrow you will wake up embodying that vibration, because when you sleep tonight with that energy, your subconscious has 7 or 8 hours to process that and to put out the signal into the universe, and the universe will send in the matching vibration for you to meet with
Mm.
success. You know, because if you are vibrating at a certain frequency, the universe will send you back that same frequency. Okay, so you put that out, and the universe will conform to that frequency, at that level of success. So it is what you are creating for yourself that will be sent back to you. Think of it that way, right? So tonight when you fall asleep, you must fall asleep in that positive vibration that you believe that you will have tomorrow. So that's a way of doing it. You preempt something, you create your reality now that you want to abide in tomorrow. So, so you create your own success in your mind and fall asleep in that so that your subconscious mind will do all the groundwork. It will tap into all other energies, it will tap into luck, it will tap into fortune, whatever you want to call it. It will tap into the universal energy to conform, to fulfill what you want. So then when you get up, you wake up in an energy of confidence, in an energy of faith, of being a successful person at the end of the day.
So in the morning,
Right?
we're just thinking
And
like we
then
already calm.
dwell in your energy field, in your body, because you'll see that your energy in your body will rise. You'll feel that tingling feeling in, of course, depending on the person, in at various frequencies or intensities, and keep those things together, your intention and this energy feeling. Then your mind becomes very quiet. You become bigger than your thought patterns. You become bigger than your anxieties, and you feel peace in yourself. You feel calm. So that becomes the source of creativity, because you're breaking away from your old thought patterns. You're calming your mind down, you're calming your thoughts down, and you're giving room, you're making space for genuine, original, new energy to come out as new thoughts, as new power of awareness, as new realizations. So when you break away from your past compulsive thought patterns, you embody that new energy. So dwell the next few hours in that, fall asleep in that, and moving with the knowing that you are already a success.
You need to make just 5 minutes of that, because I never am tired. You know better than anybody. I'm never tired, but I swear I feel like I could just go to sleep. I could just go to sleep like that, and I just believe it, and I know it, and I'm there, and it's just so soothing and relaxing to me. I swear. I think I'm gonna go back later and screen record it on my phone and play it when I lay down and go to sleep. I am. I love it. So are you guys all good and all ready for tomorrow? Everybody excited? It's Powell Day. You have no idea. This guy is he's gonna make it do something, and it's gonna go all over the place, and it's big moves, so we get excited for it.
If some of them have fallen asleep, very good. With this session, if someone has fallen asleep, it's very good.
I know. I feel like I was gonna fall asleep. Oh, so it's good if we record it and listen to that to go to sleep?
Yeah, that's also possible. Yeah, very good. Everybody's like that.
Oh, I'm so excited. Well, thank you again.
They're all
2 hours
empowered.
with us.
Very good.
Oh, I love you so
Thank
much. You're
you.
amazing. We
Thanks
do
for
this
being
once a
here.
week, so you guys, I'll let you know what day next week, whether we're gonna do. Oh, actually, it will probably have to be Sunday next week, if that's okay with you. Sunday this week, because I go to New York Monday morning. So if we could do Sunday, you just have to let me know. My Sunday.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll let them know. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Thanks, Kim.
In the
Thank you,
mind.
Kim. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing your good energy with us. Bless you all. Wish you all success.